Okay, let's see who's next. Let's do Ganon, actually. Ganon's a +2 matchup, in my opinion. Let's talk about Ganondorf's strengths. His damage per hit is absurd. He's got good threat range. His initial dash is average, which helps him get around easily. Not easily, but it helps him get in positions where he can take good chunks of the stage and force people to fight him. His mid range isn't bad either because he has down tilt. Side B's decent and forces vortex situations where like if you roll away, he can dash attack you or wizard's foot you, or dash attack is just basically riskless. Or if you have to roll in, or if you take in place or roll behind him, he can down smash it. Or he can like short hop back air to cover roll in. He's basically put you in a bad position, even if you tech with flame choke. Uh he can air to air Lucas really well with up aerial, back aerial, or forward aerial or nair because of the sheer damage output on them and the knockback. Uh his frame data for his reach is ridiculous with his damage output. He can easily shield poke Lucas because our shields are small. He can actually go off stage and do some work against us because back air, but like he can make simple reads and kill us like 80 or 70 because his moves just knock us away so far. He's a character who can punish your mistakes quite easily. But on the flip side, if Ganondorf gets punished, Lucas can make him suffer far greater than what Ganon can do to Lucas. He gets juggled easily. We can PK freeze, PK fire, fair and zare his landings forever. Pivot grab his landings, dash attack his landings. And if he gets sent far enough off stage, he's realistically dead. PK Thunder will cover his options. We can time PK freezes, the ledge trap him, and like force telegraphed options at the ledge. PK Fire pressures him off stage for free. He's so slow off stage too that we can just go off stage, PK Thunder, like make a square or a circle and hit ourselves with it while hitting him and push him away, and he can just die. This matchup is a matchup where like your patience and your combo root knowledge will be tested as Lucas. Because if you don't combo this character, if you're trying to nickel and dime him, he will win. You have to combo him, and you have to get as much damage out of him as you can, because he will win the nickel and dime game. So because of that, it's a matchup where like you'll be playing patiently during neutral because you want to be watching how Ganon is trying to approach you. Because you can't afford to make that many mistakes. Because being cornered by this character is scary. But on the flip side, he can't make mistakes either because if he does, he can't take the corner pressure. He can't land against us, and he can get gimped off stage easily. It's just that our combos, we have combos, and those combos put him in positions where he can take 80 damage and then die from it. So because of that, it's a +2. And we have so many ways to gimp him. He can't handle like half of our options off stage. So that sucks against him. That sucks for him. Let's go for Game & Watch. I think this matchup is either here or here. I'm going to put this matchup in +0.5. The biggest thing Game & Watch has going for him in this matchup is his advantage state. If he manages to get Lucas above him, up air, it pressures us for free. It forces us to drift. Nair does so much work. It prevents us from landing. He can just back air us too. Or he can run under us and up beam. Like he can keep us above him or in the corner where he can use Chef to ledge trap set play like a madman and force us to take so much damage. We don't have an anti-Chef option. I don't think most characters in this game have an anti-Chef option unless you're Zero Suit Samus and you have Flip Jump available. His damage output in that advantage state is so crazy. Man, it could be even. This matchup could be even. But in my opinion, Lucas's strengths in this matchup abuse Game & Watch's neutral. We don't care about his out of shield option. We don't care about up B out of shield We don't care about up B out of shield. A fully stilled up tilt, F tilt will just outspace his up B out of shield. Fair does the same thing. Zero does the same thing. Grab does the same thing. So those options, Zare kill confirms in the forward air dash attack, or leads into a grab. pivot grab or grab, just outspace up B, and we can go for up throw around 100, 110, 120 and just kill him. F tilt will just outright kill him. Dash attack does the same thing and outright kills him, and it pushes him away because of his shield pushback. Because those options kill, we actually out edge him in neutral, because that means we can play a normal game versus Game & Watch, and that is very important, because Game & Watch is a character who can just like turn shielding into an advantage, which is it's rare in this game that a character can do that on his level. Because if you get fired out of shield, or if he uses fire out of shield, he gets to play advantage state now, because he goes for an upper after that or a neutral air, and he keeps advantage stating people for 40 or 50 damage. And now you're at 90, and now you're at ledge. You gotta do a up smash, down smash, dash attack, chef, forward air, set plays, and back airs, and all this other stuff. He can actually go off stage and edge guard Lucas fairly reliably because of back air, and up B being so ridiculously hard to deal with. We can't use PK Freeze in the matchup because Bucket, if he buckets one of them, it does like 40 damage, shield break us, I think, and it kills us at like below 50. If he buckets 3 PK Fires, it's as strong as a Lucas, unstilled Lucas F tilt, sweet F tilt. So that's definitely worrisome, and it comes on a frame 2 and is massive. But it's way better than dying. If he buckets PK Thunder's multi-hits, it won't really matter in the end. Because he has Bucket, we can't just PK Fire his landings for free. Because we can play a normal game versus Game & Watch with our spacing pressure and disjointed attacks, we can kind of use PK Fire a little bit more against him during neutral. Because, again, he can't just shield as liberally. And we can kind of mix it into our short hop fast fall mix-ups with Zair, Fair, or short hop, nothing, or empty hops. Excuse me. And it ends up evening out more in Lucas' favor slightly because he can't reliably approach Lucas. Back air is his best approach option. We can stuff his Nair out with forward air or Zair. Forward air gets absorbed by Lucas. And if we read that, we get a lot of HP back. We get a lot of percent back. So he kind of has to play grounded with us and like dash attack around and make us try to whiff. But we're extremely safe if we land with our falling aerials. Or we can just stay grounded in F tilt and slowly take the stage until he's forced to do something. We can't punish back air out of shield, which is important. That's really important because he blow profiles and it's multi-hit. So we just have to let him get away with that. But that's like the least concerning thing because he has to let us get away with forward airs, back airs on shield, Zairs, and F tilt and dash attacks. Punishing him during landing is definitely it's a player mix-up thing. Because he can fast fall, air dodge. He doesn't have to fast fall. He can like try a forward air or land with down air or back air. And it takes extensive player-to-player knowledge to punish Game & Watch from that move. Especially if there's platforms. But yeah, like our disjoint pressure makes it to where Game & Watch has to play a normal game. That's important. And he can die early from us playing our normal game. We can't really gimp him though. We can't go off stage hard against him and gimp him. We have to just peek at Thunder him or F tilt 2-frame him or down smash 2-frame him. We can't gimp him. Fire's too good. But yeah, it's slight Lucas favored, very slightly. Ice Climbers. Thanks to Yo-Yo, I've actually got experience against a good Ice Climber. I think this matchup is either here or here, but I'm going to put this matchup here. The Hammer Squall is stupid. It's a burst option, a multi-hitting burst option that shield pokes us easily. And if it doesn't work out, the character gets to weave away and be safe against Lucas. That's so important. That is so important to be able to have a burst option that was like gets into Lucas's space from mid-range that is able to pressure him and not be absorbable with Magnet. Because of that tool, this matchup's more annoying than it should be. This character's neutral is kind of predictable because they kind of have to run in or use like an eye shot then run in after it. And they want to try to short hop fast fall bear which is 0 on block if Nana's there and hit you, which is stupid. This character can turn around and jab check us. The character wants to use like down tilt, Blizzard to like kind of like shield poke us because our shields are small. So this character wants to kind of find a way in and then get a straight hit, then get a grab decent combo going and get like 50 or 60 damage, or vortexes of like up tilt into like up aerial and a footstool and to hope you tech and hope you don't get your option red into bull crap. This character's advantage state is scary. If we're above ice climbers, that up air does like 15% or 18, I think. And it combos into itself for like 40 with DI way. It's crazy. This character's ledge trapping is absurd. Blizzard, desync stuff, ledge trap stuff. It's just crazy. This character's advantage style on Lucas is actually really good. The character can kind of go off stage and fish for like back airs, or like just do down tilt 2 frames, or do a desync setup where like one ice climber is using Blizzard, then the main one blizzards, and then the secondary one blizzards, and then like the other one is jumping or charging a smash attack, and then it's just crazy. It's crazy. Hammer Squall leads to a lot of damage if it shields poke because it leads to up air stuff or forces us to give up stage. But on the flip side, we can make ice climbers getting in on us difficult. PK Freeze is very good in this matchup because the secondary climber shields 6 frames after the primary one does. So it actually becomes a tool the ice climbers have to respect a lot more than other characters. And since their ground speed or their mobility is slow, because there's a 6 frame delay if ice climbers like are trying to land, we can play so many more freeze landing trapping mix-ups because we can time it to where the secondary climber, we can just use it to where the secondary climber will still get hit, but the first one will not get hit. So that forces the primary climber in a position where, do you want to protect the secondary climber, or are you just going to try to hold stage as a weaker character against Lucas, who's a better character than solo ice climber? Because of the 6 frame delay the secondary climber has, PK Fire becomes annoying. A lot of our moves against their shields become annoying, and the secondary climber takes more knockback. So what ends up happening is that like if both of them shield, since the secondary climber shields a little later, the primary climber will have a smaller shield on average because the secondary climber has a bigger shield. So it puts them in situations where the player has to make like horrible lose-lose situations where PK Freeze is going to hit the secondary climber and they have to go up stage to save the secondary climber. And the secondary climber also just goes through characters. So we can position Freeze behind us when they're running through us, so where we can pressure the primary climber and the secondary climber. PK Fire works really well in this matchup to stop desync stuff, to punish landings. We can gimp the recovery, or we can threaten the recovery a lot with PK Freeze and a combination of PK Thunder and some offstage plays with back air or like Zaire. Because if we hit one of the climbers, we can screw up Bailey or Hammer Skull as recovery options, which is so important. Nair becomes really good in this matchup because, or just your aerials become really good because the ice climber has to take into account what the secondary climber is going to do, or what's going to happen if the secondary climber gets hit. So because this character has trouble getting in on Lucas, and we can make them take a lot of unfortunate losses in situations where other characters wouldn't be forced to take it because of the innate delay from shields from the secondary climber and the character's disadvantage, I put it in slightly win. Just very slightly. Or slight advantage. But if they touch you, you're going to take a lot of damage. you're going to take a lot of damage if last climbers touch you. Let's do Greninja. Yes. -2. This character's burst range is unreactable and big. There's always a 50-50 between like jab or down tilt, which is unreactable, and we have to be on point to punish it anyway if it's terribly spaced, because Greninja low profiles when it uses down tilt. If the character grabs us, up throw, and up air juggles, we can't do anything about that. The character can like up air, read the air dodge, land quickly because they're short up fast fall and full up fast fall is crazy fast, reposition into a nair or a forward air or up aerial and reset the situation or push us off to the stage, push us off and we lose stage control. This character gets a lot of damage from those up air juggles. Their full hop is so big they can just pressure us before we even decently have a chance to land. Even if we have like PK Fire and Magnet to wave bounce and like weave, they can always just like annoy us with like Hydro Pump to like push us away or delay us landing. Or we can just punish our dash. They can just punish our landing with like dash attack or run up down tilt. Water Shuriken is an unreactable, quick projectile that's unabsorbable. It checks PK Fire in mid range and it forces Lucas to like play a more slow-paced game against the character who can just randomly fly on the dime between slow-paced, footsie neutral to explosive, unreactable combo starter options with a good burst range. If we get caught off stage, Hydro Pump can windbox us and force us to die, or force us to hit ourselves from angles where we just fly to the blast zone, or alter our position to where we won't be able to peek at Thunder ourselves again. Because Lucas falls quicker than Ness does in less amount of frames when we use our up B. Our shield pressure doesn't matter against Greninja that much because his full hop out of shield travels too quickly for us to catch. So his bad out of shield is kind of negated against Lucas. Because our full hop is it's not as big as other characters. Even though it has like 35 frames of total animation if we fast fall, it's not large enough to threaten Greninja. If he's landing, his Hydro Pump gives him enough travel distance to where it can make punishing its landings really annoying with his high airspeed. So abusing it during juggle situations is out of the question. Our best advantage against Greninja is if we manage to get like a falling nair, or we get a down tilt, or we get a combo starter. Then we can double jump, cancel, zero link, get across the stage, and go for instant reverse aerial arch back airs or dares, and we can attempt to gimp it. Stopping jumps from this character is very just annoying though, because the character just jumps high. So even though the character is live in Lucas, this character's neutral is really obnoxious because unreactable burst range, a projectile outside that burst range, which we can't reliably Zair or PK Fire to stop it from chipping us. We can't magnet it either. So Greninja gets to play in a way where he can play really slow and then quickly switch on a dime to being really fast and explosive. And because our burst threat range isn't quick enough, and we rely on double jump cancel Zair to like have that unreactable burst range, whereas Greninja can just run up, short hop, fast fall, and then like just empty hop, force out an option or dash back, and be hard to hit because it's small too. It leads to the matchup being -2 because this character can play neutral in a very flexible way. It can switch between being fast and explosive or being slow and just degenerate. And Lucas can't do that quick enough against a character like Greninja. Inkling. I think this character is either one of our worst even matchups or in minus slightly disadvantage. I think this matchup is even, but it's one of our hardest evens to like actually deal with. With one flick of the stick, Inkling becomes so hard to hit. PK Fire the character can low profile PK Fire, low profile Fair, low profile Zair, and this character's ability to dash and make stuff whiff while moving into Lucas or moving away, then quickly forcing an unreactable situation is very good. Very, very good. If this character hits you, this character can get a lot of damage. This character will get a lot of damage because up air combos and like falling upper combo in the back air, neutral air into like reset situations. Ink is definitely obnoxious, even though we can absorb neutral B. It can still apply ink, and even slight damage buffs mean a lot for this character. Percent damage buffs mean a lot for this character. this character's airspeed is not bad either. Dealing with back air and neutral is just absurd because it's -2 or 3 on shield. So this character can just like weave and then back air or mix up between a fast fall and kind of check us. So our reprisal to that is just walking and F tilting. Honestly, a lot of this matchup is just walking and F tilting, or like double jump cancel zaring downward in place, or double jump cancel zaring forward, because that move is unreactable. It doesn't have an audio cue or a visual cue if done correctly. So it becomes a matchup where this character is dashing, trying to look for whiffs, or just mixing up whiff punish opportunities from dashing, and we're just preemptively throwing out checking options to stop that from happening. If we manage to get a hit on Inkling, we can corner the character easily, and then stifle the character's mobility, and then force the character to play an honest corner pressure game. We don't really care about the characters out of shield options either, except back air. Like back air can like punish a fresh F tilt on its shield if they're facing away from us, which is important. Even though they have to be on point to do it, they still can do it. We can't really gimp this character. We can't kill this character from gimps. We have to play more of a ledge trapping game because their up B is lightning fast, and we're likely not going to be able to two-frame it often enough to scare them. And roller off stage gives them a horizontal travel distance as well as another additional jump. So we just peek at thunder them or go off stage near them because their up B doesn't have hitbox when they're traveling. So we can go off stage near them and like consume that distance, or consume ledge knot barrier and force them to take additional percent. If they grab the ledge though, you can still use like set up peek at freeze, set play stuff, go for F tilts, dash attacks, Zares, short hop, nair, fast fall. We can do all our ledge chopping stuff too. If they ledge chop us, it's really annoying because they can poke our head. They can fish for down tilt 2 frames, or just go for degenerate back air stuff, kind of like Fox, where he just jumps and then he back air fast falls, or just fast fall and back airs. Inkling can do that and rack up a lot of damage. We get kill confirmed in like up throw up area around like 100 or 100 like 10 somewhere around there, I think, or 90 to 110. Splat bomb isn't really that much of a problem unless during ledge trapping, because we can absorb it or reflect it, or peek at fire and it'll hit it and then it'll like swat it away, or we can F smash it to reflect it. We definitely edge out Inkling in kill power, but this character's evasion is so good, and this character can definitely force Lucas, or definitely make us feel as though we have to play a longer game. So yeah, definitely an even matchup in my opinion, but it's one you have to lab extensively because there's aggressive Inklings, there's evasive Inklings, there's baity Inklings. Inkling has a lot of different kind of ways it can be played. Let's do Isabel. Isabel is a 50-50 in my opinion. This character is faster than Villager, so this character can more readily put themselves in positions where dash attack can punish our landings, forward air has more threat range, back air has more threat range. Fishing rod is annoying. Like between fishing rod, dash attack, up tilt, back air, and forward aerial, this character and the character's slightly better mobility, this character can more readily position themselves to punish our landings if we're ever in positions where we're above Isabel. Fishing rod does a lot of damage if she catches us with it. Forward air pushes us away from the stage at like middle percents. And because the character's faster, they can position themselves to like hit us with like the ending part of the forward air where the slingshot deals less damage, but it can combo into others. It can combo into more slingshots. So the character can kind of wall of pain us off stage better than Villager can, because the character can drift with us a little bit better than Villager can after it hits us. But that character's dash attack is crazy. Dash attack sends us at a worse angle. It has way less lag than Villagers and is safer on shield than Villagers. And we have to be more on point to punish it than Villagers. And the annoying situations Isabel puts us in, where we get up tilted, and up tilt combos into itself, and then an up aerial. And up aerial is consistently strong. It doesn't like have one turnip like freaking Villagers. And down air is a consistent spike. Unlike Villagers, which is like, oh, you need like 3 of them to spike, I think, or 2 of them. And Isabel's is just a consistent 2. This character can actually kind of hang with us up close too, because jab is -13 and it comes out on frame 2, and like it's kind of similar to our jab, but it's just more broken on shield. Down tilt strong and it kills. The character's up smash can combo at lower percents. If the character decides to charge up smash somewhat, we just have to let her get it. which is unfortunate. This character's left trapping on Lucas is really good. The character can like position a Lloyd trap to cover rolls and then have a fishing rod out. The character's edge guarding is a little bit more varied than Villager's, whereas Villager wants to go for like bowling ball or go for near off stage or set up a tree. Isabel's fishing rod allows her to cover a lot more distance and threaten a lot more of the tether area that Villager can't really do unless he commits to bowling ball. Fishing rod is not a commitment when you're cornered. So because of that tool and the sheer damage racking it does, and Isabel's annoying ability to like carry us more consistently off stage than Villager, and having that fishing rod be an annoying mid range option, if we're like not playing mid range properly, it actually ends up being a matchup that Isabel can reasonably do. The character's floatiness does make it to where double jump cancels airstrings don't really work that well on her, even with micro dashing. So we end up having to juggle Isabel, but we can't really use PK freeze or PK fire during the character being juggled because pocket provides so much intangibility and projectile like invulnerability or just invincibility. No, not invincibility, but intangibility. That it's annoying trying to punish her with wave bounce pocket during neutral or B reverse pocket during her landing. And then she can kind of like land with forward air or do down aerial or like use her air dodge because her air dodge is like it travels a good distance. So Isabel actually ends up being 50-50 in my opinion because the space control she has with the amount of damage she can do and how we can't use PK Fire to like check that mid range because pocket exists and a reflected PK Fire hurts Lucas and kills Lucas. We can gimp her during her recovery though, because she has no protection during her recovery, so we can like just go off stage, near her, dare her, bear her, hit her. And Isabel can just fishing rod us, so yeah, it ends up being even. I'll explain the villager matchup in a little bit. All right, that was Isabel. Where's Villager? Where are you at? There you are. This matchup, I think it's a 50-50 one. Whereas Isabel is more consistently annoying during neutral with like better threat range than Villager. Villager is definitely the more explosive one of the two, but he's a little more inconsistent. So like bowling ball, like better shield poking, better like much better shield damage setups with like charging bowling ball. Uh, Side B consistently sets up more annoying situations to deal with. Uh, Even though like Lucas can zare it, he can like play around that or PK fire. Like he can pocket PK fire and play around you playing around that. Axe from tree subs at ledge. He's definitely more explosive than Isabel, but overall he's slower. Uh, so for that, I believe it's still a 50-50. His out of shield up close is really good too because of Nair. Because he's slower, his threat range is a little less. And he doesn't have like fishing rod. But overall, some of his up close buttons are also worse. Like dash attack is worse, F tilt's worse, down tilt's about the same, up tilt's worse. Up smash has a bigger hitbox, but it doesn't combo like Isabel's, and it doesn't have like it's laggier. It's more committal. His down smash I think is better because it varies. But other than that, it's about even, still even. Also, both of these characters' pockets, if they catch you PK Thundering off stage, they can pocket one or two or three times and destroy Lucas's PK Thunder recovery, which sucks. So yeah. Okay, let's go with Little Mac. Little Mac. I fought Crown. Shout out to Crown. You know who you are, Crown. You know. I think this matchup is +2. Even though Little Mac has an absurd ground game with absurd frame data and armored smashes, and an armor smash that can break your shield and blow through everything. If Little Mac gets hit and he's not able to effectively condition Lucas by using his mobility and having space to do so, it's hard for Little Mac to really contest F tilt safely. And if he gets put off stage, He gets edge guarded too consistently, and it sucks. Uh, it's a little difficult for Lucas to punish Little Mac's landings, kind of, because his drift is good. PK Fire can only do so much, but any punish is a good punish on Little Mac because he's light. His recovery is really telegraphed too. PK Thunder wrecks him, PK Freeze can wreck him, PK Fire can wreck him, Down Smash and freaking F Tilt can wreck him too. But if you continue playing neutral against Lil Mac for too long, he will definitely be the better character in the nickel and dime moment if he has the lead, because you're gonna have to approach him if he has a lead. But if he has to approach you, it can be a nightmare because you can just turtle up F tilt, F tilt, F tilt. He has to guess between grab, or he has to react to your down tilt to not get comboed, because that damage against Lil Mac matters. So yeah, I'll put him here. Even like KO punch can just be gone easily because we can throw him off stage and chip it out of him. So that sucks. Being light sucks as well. But hey, if he gets like an up tilt against you, or he can do up tilt up B, counter actually kills now, which is good. Lucas can react to down tilt and fair out to shield him. Same thing with F tilt. Or you have to react to down tilt out of shield and like fair out to shield him. If you don't, he's getting away with murder. You can't react to jab. You have to react to F tilt too out of shield and fair out of shield him. That's the real problem. Like if those grounded normals couldn't be punished by Lucas's fair out of shield, this matchup would be like here or here. But because it is, it's like, oh, that sucks. Let's do Hero. Okay. This matchup's 50-50. He can play a disjoint, space control game and it works. He can play the charge character, like Samus, where he just charges up his neutral B bullcrap, and that works. Or he can play the I'm just gonna roll the dice and see what I get menu stuff, and it works. That's Hero. That's what Hero does, and it works against a lot of characters in this game because not a lot of characters in this game are hard rush down. They don't have the tools to get in on him enough to stop him from enacting all three of those, or at least one of those three plans. He's gonna be good regardless. Against Lucas can definitely get in on him and apply pressure. PK Fire is annoying for Hero to deal with to stop him from like menuing freely. It clinks all forms of Frizzle or the Frizzle spells. He can't just use the Sizz spells as liberally as he wants because Magnet will punish him for doing that. But on the other half of that coin, Lucas has a really annoying time with menu. If Hero uses Kaboom and it's traveling towards him and it hasn't become the exploding hitbox, it only heals like 1 or 2%. Same thing with Bang. Sizzle and Sizz are unreactable. Lucas, you can Magnet preemptively to play it safe, but if you let go of Magnet and there's other stuff on the menu, Hero can like mix you up between staying on Frizzle or Sizzle or Sizz and then like go to the buff and then get a free buff if he's far away enough. So because of that, Lucas is kind of forced to jump over it. But our short hop is short and our full hop isn't as high. But our fast fall is good. So Hero is able to play situations where in menu, where because Sizz, Sizzle, Kaboom, Whack, and Thwack don't heal a lot of percent, and Snooze heals nothing for Magnet, it doesn't it's done to stop Hero from racking up extra damage, but at the cost where we give up the ability to run in on him and stop him from getting buffs. So we kind of have to use PK Fire to mitigate that. And like if Sizz is open or Thwack is open, Thwack will just go right past PK Fire's first multi-hit and just hit Lucas if you're in range, or it'll pull you in and hit you. Sizzle and Sizz can like just hit Lucas while PK Fire he's locked in the PK Fire animation. Reflecting it with F Smash is scary because Hero can just like cancel out menu by shielding or jumping. So because he can more readily threaten Lucas with menu, because he can threaten Lucas with menu's other options while still having the options he has with the fast projectiles to still be a threat, that is actually annoying for Lucas. And Lucas has trouble getting around Zap. like just the tier 1 zap that costs like 8 or 9 MP. It's unreactable. It's like minus 12 on shield. If hero spaces it perfectly, you can't punish it. Or he spaces it well, you can't punish it. Or he can like short hop, wave bounce, zap, and pressure Lucas. It shield pokes Lucas really easily if like unless you angle your shield to cover your head. It does like 15%, and it puts Lucas in the position where he can keep following up with zaps or run up tilt, forward air, zap again, or zapple. Zap makes this matchup like a 50-50 in my opinion. It's one of the things that does, along with Hero's ledge trapping and advantage state. Hero can, like, while his aerials are kind of sluggish, aside from Nair and up aerial, they have enough arcing range to definitely swat Lucas. And along with Zap, because Zap is basically another aerial, Zap definitely has the horizontal displacement to hit Lucas, and so does Zapple. So because of Hero being one of those characters that he can spin the MP on Lucas, and he can make Lucas hurt. He can loop his advantage state with zaps, aerials, up tilts, run up jabs, and stopping Lucas from landing. It's really annoying. And if he gets a buff with like oomph or accelerator or rattle, he can do stuff off of those things, and he can continue his pressure until Lucas is carried to the blast zone. He can threaten Lucas off stage with like forward air and back airs off stage. If we're forced to peek at Thunder too, he can while we can go through Swoosh and Swoosh's multi hits, he can just hit us out of it with forward air and back air. Even if like for every hit he gets against Lucas, whether it's shielded or not, he gets MP, or against any character, he gets MP. So that means he gets to just keep using zaps and zapples and stuff like that. The fact that Hero can just decide to turtle up and use zap, and he has like a top 30 dash speed, means that he can actually decide to, if he wants to, give up some stage to play menu or charge up neutral B. And if we're in the corner against him while menu is active or he has a fully charged charge B, he can cheese us really quickly. If he hits us with a fully charged neutral B near the ledge, we can die at 70 or 80, or even 60 if we have bad DI. It's not okay. His corner pressure against Lucas is pretty good because our head pokes above the ledge, so forward air, back air, and nair are so good against us. Menu stuff is good against us in the corner. Us edge guarding Hero is kind of similar to Link, where if he's too far, he can fish for like a zoom from menu, or he can like he can just fish for zoom from menu and then come back, which is annoying. But if we get him in a place where Pika Thunder can hit him and then we can track him and follow him, he doesn't have the airspeed to like drift away from it safely or go for another menu. So he's forced to get hit then menu. He has some tools to deal with like Pika Thunder 2 as well, or Pika Thunder as well. Like he can whoosh into it on purpose, use 5 MP, and then he can like use swoosh. Not swoosh, but he can whoosh into it and then use swoosh. And swoosh is annoying because let's just say you're juggling Hero and he has bad airspeed. He can charge up whoosh to become swoosh, and then the tornado will shoot down and it'll like move downward and it'll hit Lucas, and then he can drift really far, really quickly, and not have a lot of landing lag after that. We don't really care about his out of shield options, but we do care about zap. Like if he can short hop away zap, but we can't do anything about that. And we do like kind of care about whoosh because it lingers a little bit and it can catch us being greedy. Other than that, though, we don't really care about it. How we deal with Hero and neutral is we kind of decipher what type of hero it's going to be. Is it going to be like the disjoint, like zap, more zap heavy, run around, space around with jab, forward air, nair, back air, or is he like the more of the menu kind? Or if he's more like the play the charge character way kind. We kind of have to figure out how they're playing between those three archetypes and then respond accordingly. But he can kind of weave between those at any time. And so you have to really be on your A game to understand. You have to really be on your A game to navigate through all of that. And because of his above average damage output, Zap being ridiculous against Lucas, Zapple being ridiculous against Lucas, having powerful menu options, great kill power, like the fact that he gets MP for just playing the game, even playing the game even from basic procedures like just landing hits on your shield is really scary. This character against oomph or psych up, You can't even shield two hits. You can't even shield two back airs or forward aerials. And the amount of MP he gets back when he interacts with you during oomph is absurd. So it's definitely a 50-50 because Hero is one of those characters who he has the tools to like make Lucas's tools not matter in situations, but so does Lucas. Like Lucas can make him burn a lot of MP off stage if he's too close to the stage and he's forced to use swoosh or kaswoosh a lot. So yeah, Incineroar. At first, I thought this matchup was like our best -2, but after some time and playing with Bingo, yes, shout out to you, Bingo. I say this is our hardest +2, or it's down here. Incineroar has crazy up close, close quarters combat buttons, insane CQC. Out of shield with Nair is pretty good. Neutral B can kind of combo break us if we're being too greedy. Kill power is really high. Revenge basically stops us from using Peak F Fire as a neutral tool against him, even though it's slow. Same with Peak F Freeze. Just don't. Revenge is also scary for being too greedy during juggling him. We have to mix up the way we juggle him. Sometimes we gotta run or up tilt him, forward air it, zair it. The worst part about this matchup is Incineroar gets corner pressured and edge guarded. Like the edge guarding part is hard for Incineroar, and that sucks because that can negate a lot of the cheese this character would otherwise have if its recovery was decent. We can kind of wall Incineroar out too. We don't really care about his other shield options. We can combo it a lot. We can get like Zair stuff into like Dare off stage and kill it easily. So that sucks. That's why I believe it's +2. A lot of the combos we do against it is constantly like Dr. Mario, where it's just forced to take a lot of damage and gets knocked off stage and it gets gimped. Or corner pressured, and it just sucks. It just sucks that it has to go through that. Let's go for a more obscure one, Meta Knight. This one is -1 in my opinion. Meta Knight's ability to play the full hop dare mix-up fastball game with his mini multi-jumps and his ability to land with that lingering nair that leads the dash attack or a dash grab combos, and because of our slow out of shield and his dare or his nair being like -4, 5, or 6 out of shield, or the fact that you can just empty land and then like go for a grab or go for a back air or like forward aerial is really good against Lucas. Lucas does not have the full jump height to anti-air Meta Knight. And to stop him or dissuade him from doing that and force him to play a more grounded game. Meta Knight can play a more grounded game too because he's small and his dash is one of the fastest in the entire game. And he can just toss around dash attacks, run up jab, go for shield pokes, run up F tilt, run up down tilt, run up short hop fastfall, abuse his broken short hop fastfall, nair, short hop fastfall like back air, forward air, or just like use a multi jump and a dare. He can bait Lucas into stuff and play really evasive while being in position to dash in and burst Lucas down into his combo starters and ladder and bridge him. Because of Lucas's slow out of shield options. Meta Knight's one of the few characters where if Lucas gets put off stage, he pops off. He can be as aggressive as he wants. He's one of the few characters in the game that can be as aggressive as he wants against Lucas off stage. He can just be as aggressive as he wants. Doesn't have to worry at all. He can just go off stage, forward air, back air, lingering nair to cover tether, up B shark to like hit Lucas out of tether or like shark him to the stage. Mach tornado lingers and can like just go anywhere he wants. He can just do all this stuff to Lucas off stage and force Lucas to like stay in the blast zone, in the blast zone goggle, or be forced to recover high or low. And Meta Knight can cover those options, or force Lucas to take substantial damage to come back to stage. His ledge trapping against Lucas isn't bad either, because he can like hover over Lucas on ledge and dare him in positions where Lucas can't touch him from. Or you can just wait on stage and then like play the annoying poke game and abuse Lucas's slow out of shield options. If he manages to get Lucas in like a dash attack, he can ladder Lucas reliably because Lucas is floaty. As far as punishing Lucas's landings, Meta Knight wants to go for like mock tornadoes, or like dash ins after staying out of our fair zero range and burst us down and force us to play that mind game again, or he wants to use his insane like full hop bear or fair or run under us up tilt or up smash and play that game. It's really annoying for Lucas to deal with. We do out trade Meta Knight, and we actually have great combos against Meta Knight. Abusing Meta Knight during his landing is not impossible to do consistently. PK Fire is just too reactable. It's reactable because he can just dimensional cape away from it. Or dimensional cape and force 50-50 situations. You're going to land on the left of us or the right of us. PK Freeze is too slow. So because the Meta Knight's able to negate his disadvantage during being juggled because of his multi-jumps and dimensional cape, fast fall air dodge, fast fall in the air, or just delay in the air with dare, with a jump, and then the fact that Lucas cannot reliably edgeguard him at all. This is one of the few characters in the game where Lucas cannot just edgeguard him. Lucas has to read his soul and soul steal him, like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, to edgeguard him. Because of that, we have to kill this character honestly during neutral. And Meta Knight can play extremely evasively during neutral, or he can become perfectly content to play that full hop multi-jump or the multi-jump camp mix-up game if he has a stock lead. And then he can just make us blow up from ladder stuff. Or the edge guard us from failed ladders without up B. Or reverse aerial rush back air stuff. After up airs. After turn around up air ladders. Or bridges. So yeah, this match is -1 in my opinion. King K. Rool. +2. While Crownerang and Blunderbuss are annoying to deal with when Lucas is landing, and the armor on it can be annoying along with Nair during landing, Lucas negates their use to pressure him during neutral with F Smash, PK Fire, or Zair. His armor is definitely initially annoying to get around when you're trying to punish his landing, because it'll just armor through your fair, Zair, or F tilt, but then you start mixing it up with grabs to stop him from readily nairing ignorantly. Or you mix in PK Freeze to just blow through it. Like a slightly charged PK Freeze blows through King K. Rool's Nair belly armor and sends him off stage. Or just makes him lose stage control. And he's heavy, so he's not going to go that far if you get combos off of it. When King K. Rool gets hit, he's a big body character. So like if he gets hit by a Nair, he doesn't want to go off stage. He wants to SDI towards the center of the stage, or like SDI or DI in positions where he's not going to be taken off stage quickly, because if he is, PK Freeze can send him packing far off stage where up B won't be able to reach. PK Thunder destroys his recovery. We can loop that against him over and over and over, push him away, and then angle it into the stage wall, suffer 44 frames of end lag, and then do another one. And he's forced to up B. And it's unfortunate. Or we can ensnare him with the tail and then push him away, and then PK Thunder ends, and then we do it over and over and over and over and over until he can't recover to the stage because he's sent too far. His punish game on Lucas is pretty good. You don't want to get grabbed by him at 80% because up throw does 20 damage. Down throw barriers and leads to a lot of vortex situations. If you want to wriggle out early, up tilt will catch you, or up smash will catch you. If you stand the ground, he can like jab you, and then like you get up or you get out of the ground in animation, and he grabs you again. It's really dangerous. He does a lot of damage. He outtrades Lucas. Armor dash attack is really annoying. He can go off stage and like gut check Lucas's PK Thunder 2 or Nair, go through it and blow through it, or go off stage and back air and just kill Lucas and trade with it. It's really scary if you're in those positions with King K. Rool. But his neutral is definitely explodable enough to where like if Lucas gets a hit, he doesn't have the added shield powers. He has to rely on neutral reads to armor through Lucas's frame data, and Lucas's frame data is ridiculous, so he can't reliably do it enough. Let me go over another more obscure one. Mark. This one's -1 in my opinion. Whereas Lucina hits you with an up tilt, or goes for like a down throw and gets like a couple stuff off of it, like 1 or 2 hits, like from a normal up tilt. Marv hits you, and the sour spot barely sends you anywhere, and then he gets frame traps into like 5 or 6 or 8 hits. And he can still keep hitting you and frame trapping you. Lucina's like 1, 2, 3 hits, nickel and dime game after that. Marth is like, no. You're still in range to be pressured and combo. Not comboed, but frame trapped and pressured. He may not be able to, he doesn't have like the consistent offstage kill power as Lucina does with like forward air and back air. but they still send you in bad positions where Marth can keep looping that over into your corpse or until you explode in the blast zone. But what he does have over Lucina is he has better ledge trapping because he can always space his down tilt to hit the tipper, hit the sweet spot. He can always space his F tilt to hit the tipper, the sweet spot. He can always space in a way where he's getting the maximum amount of reward off of his forward air from ledge trapping, back air, retreating neutral air. And those moves send Lucas flying. And they're also in a range where Lucas wants to play that give Lucas more shield back to where he can like crouch under a fair out of shield from a relatively fresh F tilt, sweet F tilt. Down tilt pushes us away more. Even though we can't punish Lucina's down tilt, the fact that it does more shield damage and more readily shield pokes Lucas's leg or foot is more annoying. The fact that he has a combo game or a frame trap game at earlier percents is definitely more annoying because that means he can rack up damage more easily than Lucina can, which reduces the amount of neutral interactions he actually has to win to put us in this position where he can ledge trap us or kill us. Even though he doesn't kill us as consistently as Lucina does at later percents, his ledge trapping powers make up for that. It's definitely one of those matchups where we have to optimize our double jump cancel Zair strings in our punish game on Marthcina or on Marth to make it even. But until that time comes, we're not able to do. We haven't reached that point yet, in my opinion. I haven't reached that point yet either. So for now, it's -1 in my opinion. Kirby. I think this matchup is a +1. I used to think it was +2, but after more experience with Cam, yeah, the Kirby player. Shout out to you, Cam. You know who you are. You know who you are, Cam. Kirby's ability to get in Lucas's face with his top 30 run speed and play around the air good enough while being hard to hit with his multi-jumps is enough for him to sneak in a landing aerial, pancake under everything Lucas does because his out of shield options are slow, and then go for down tilt, F tilts, down tilt, low profiles, everything Lucas does, trips, leads into combos, forces Lucas to roll away or run away and give Kirby stage control where Kirby can just run up and do whatever. He doesn't get much from inhaling us and swallowing us and getting PK freeze, but he can make his recovery more annoying to Gimp when he PK freeze. And he can use PK freeze to kind of set play us at ledge, which is annoying, but he can't use it during neutral because of low magnet. But Kirby's ability to get in and quickly rack up damage while being evasive and being able to attack is very good against Lucas's bad defensive options. So Lucas is literally forced to like F tilt constantly, play grounded F tilt constantly, or forward air, and mix up Zairs, and like we can't even near out of shield him because he's just so small. He's one of those characters that because he's small and light, he doesn't get comboed much. So we have to reliably attempt to anti-air him with up airs just to rack up damage to stop him from floating above us so much. Or we have to run under him up tilt, but we gotta be careful of stone and stuff like that. But PK Freeze is really good too because he's slow in the air and it forces him to change his trajectory in a more honest position where he gives up the stage control. He has to be in a position where he risks getting punished by us after we use PK Freeze because we can bait it, because we can just press the button and bait it to fast fall. He does die early. We can gimp him off stage because his recovery is slow. So we can go off stage, PK Thunder, the orb, angle it into him, hit ourselves and recover back. Or we can use PK Fire, PK Freeze, or just go off stage, back air, dare. And we can pressure him. But he can do the same thing to us. He can go off stage and just forward air us, back air us. His dare off stage is broken against Lucas. It's just kind of stupid and neutral as well. If like he mixes up his short up fast fall stuff really well. He gets good reward off of his grabs at low percents because like grab, forward throw into like forward air, fast fall into a whole tree of mix-ups. It's very annoying for Lucas to deal with. But Kirby's small. I mean, he's light and he can die easily. But his kill power and frame data are absurd. And his ability to quickly close the distance while staying on the ground and crouching under PK fires and being annoying, or just being able to shield and dash in is so annoying for Lucas. Character's corner pressure is really good. Can just use short up, nair, dare, down tilt, F tilt. This character hits with an up tilt, we take like 40. It's not okay. When Kirby's in our face pressing buttons, it's not okay. We have to keep him out. And he has the speed to like initial dash around, crouch under stuff. He has the speed on the ground to sneak in, and he has the hurt box shifting to get those hits. So because of that, it's like a -1. I mean, it's a +1.